Welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial, I'm actually very excited to be filming because it's probably going to be one of my favorites that I ever do, because my favorite part of makeup is foundation, and it's just because I love the coverage that foundation gives, and it just makes me feel more confident. Do you guys need it? No. Do you need makeup to be confident? No. If it gives you confidence, then that's great, but you definitely don't need makeup to feel beautiful, be beautiful. That's just not the case. But for me, I just like it. And I like that it covers, you know, any redness that I might have. It covers, obviously, if you have a couple pimples, and then obviously it covers my freckles. Now, I know if you don't have freckles, you're probably like, oh my gosh, don't cover your freckles. Freckles are cute. I've heard that a million times, and I'm like, okay, if you had them, maybe you wouldn't think they were cute, okay? You don't know. You don't know me like that. I'm just kidding, because I shouldn't speak for other girls with freckles, because maybe you do like yours, and kudos to you, because I wish I liked mine. I just don't, okay? The only good thing about freckles is that my mom used to tell me that they're angel kisses, and Josh's favorite childhood dog that he ever had was a Dalmatian. Like, they're covered in freckles. So, like, that's so perfect. Like, I'm your little Dalmatian wife. Okay, I'm such a loser. But anyways, I wanted to get on here and show you guys the final result. This is the result. This is the look that I'm going to be giving you guys. I'm not going to be doing my eyes. I'm going to leave my eyes on. My eyes are already going to be done. But as far as the coverage goes, and the bronzer, the blush, all that stuff that I use, concealer, and I am going to show you guys different levels of coverage that you can do. So I'll show you guys, like, if I'm just running out the door to do something real fast, or, you know, if I am, hey thieves, it's my sister, I'll be back. Hey ladies, so my voice actually is not going to be matching the video. YouTube has a new copyright where if any music is being played and I don't have the copyright to it, then I am not allowed to upload the video. So YouTube automatically muted my video. Anyway, so instead of refilming all over again, I decided to just talk over what I have already said. Right now I'm explaining to you guys that before I ever apply any foundation and stuff to my face, I always make sure my face is washed, and I moisturize with my Paula's Choice Resist Anti-Aging, Resist Acne Moisturizer. I order it from the Paula's Choice website. And here I'm explaining that a bug flew in when I walked inside our house because of our porch light. They hover around. Anyways, not important. So now I'm going to continue explaining about the Paula's Choice website and how I will do a video about all of that. Next, I definitely always prime my face, and I love this primer. It's the Photo Finish Light Smashbox Primer. They have two different primers. One is the Photo Finish, and then they have the Photo Finish Light. I prefer the light. The Photo Finish one has more of a silicone texture, and I like more of the cream one that the light has. So right now I am probably going on and on about the primer, but anyways, we will wait. Oh, here we go. Now I'm talking about my Christie Brinkley Under Eye Cream. It has SPF 30 in it. It's just an anti-aging. It came in one of my facial kits that I get from her line that I use at night, her face washes. So anyways, right now I'm going to be showing you guys two different coverages. One, before I show you my full coverage flawless foundation routine, I'm going to show just how I spot conceal and just kind of a running out the door look. Right now I'm talking about my Maybelline FitMe concealer, and I use two different shades. One is light, one is fair. I do prefer fair over light because it's a little bit more pale, and I like the brightness that it gives under the eyes. But if the store does happen to be out, I don't mind using the shade light. So first I am going to be applying concealer just over any blemishes that I have. That was a request from somebody, so right now I'm showing you guys a little bit of my breakouts. It was that time of the month. Yay! Face always likes to alert me and let me know, even though I already do know. So anyways, I'm just going to be don't really know what I'm doing there, but I'm going to be showing you guys how I spot conceal and just am running out the door kind of look, not trying to be all glammed up for the day. Right now I was feeling a little bit awkward because I got on a tangent about being that time of the month. I do recall that moment. And I wanted to start over, but I said I was just too committed to the video and just pushed through that awkward moment. So here we go. Hopefully I start any day now. Right now I am again reviewing the shade colors. I'm sorry my voiceover is not really matching with what's going on in the video, but I am doing the best I can. I probably should just refilm this, but bear with me. So right now I am just spot concealing those blemish areas, and then I will go ahead and still do the bridge of my nose, my upper lip, my chin. Oops, added some to places that were going away. And then also the forehead. I do like to just conceal, I do end up going back in and concealing under my eyes, but I do like to conceal just the center of my face just to add a little bit of brightness so I don't look so dull. But when applying and doing it, when applying the concealer over my blemishes, I do use my ring finger to blend that out just because I feel like the Beauty Blender, which it is true, it steals some of the product, which is one reason why I do enjoy using the Beauty Blender, because it is taking away that extra product that isn't necessary to be on the face. Plus, I like the finish that applying the Beauty Blender or the Real Technique sponge gives. So when I use my fingertip, it just doesn't steal as much product, and I'm able to just blend it a little bit smoother, I think, a little less choppy. But then I am going to still use my Real Technique sponge to do the center of my face, just because I do like that finish, and I don't mind if the product is a little bit sheared out, because, you know, there's not the blemishes that I'm trying to cover up in this area right now. So anyway, after I blend all of that out, and I forgot to do my eyes, you'll see me go in real quick because I forget. I don't go heavy under the eyes when I am concealing on a light day makeup, just because there's really no need. I'm not going to be contouring. I'm not going to be highlighting. I'm just, you know, it's just a very simple, fast, running out the door kind of look. So I just kind of get right under there. If I have any dark circles, you know, that happens when we don't get a good night's sleep, whatever may be going on. So then I'm going to take my MAC Studio Fix in the shade C4. I am going to use my MAC stippling brush just to blend it all over. And normally you guys will see me separate my powder when I apply it. I will just stay on the outer edges of my face, but right now, because I said I'm not going to be contouring, I am going to go over all of the areas I applied concealer. So I'm not trying to keep any part extra bright or anything. I'm just going to go ahead and cover it all up so I have just a smooth, even finish. And then after that, I am going to grab my MAC bronzer in Refined Golden with, I think it's a MAC 135 brush, and just add a little bit onto the cheeks. And that way, it just gives me a little bit more life to the face. I feel like if I walked out the way I look just right there, then and there, I kind of look like death a little bit. So adding a little bit of color on the cheeks does liven up your face a little bit, in my opinion. So that's what happened there. Now I'm going to be taking my CeraVe makeup wipes. They're actually the makeup removing wipes. And right there, I was just telling you guys that because I'm going to be doing the Spot Conceal and Full Coverage Foundation in the same video, instead of going and washing off my face, reapplying my moisturizer, primer, and under eye cream, I'm just going to take these wipes and get all this makeup that I just applied off. I really like these wipes because, so let's say you're going to go to the gym after you get off work. If you keep these in your purse, your gym bag, you know, you don't want to work out in a full face of makeup and clog up your pores and sweat everywhere and just look like a blotchy mess. I love those wipes. They get a lot of the makeup off. If I use 2 wipes, usually it gets everything off. I honestly will use those wipes before I even get in the shower to wipe off my makeup. That way, when I wash my face, I feel like I'm actually washing my skin and not just putting, the face wash and smearing makeup and just not really feeling like my skin is getting clean. So that's what I was kind of going on there. Now I'm just kind of letting my face dry off from those wipes. And here again, I am explaining that if for this full foundation look, I would be going back in with that Paula's Choice Moisturizer, Smashbox Photo Finish Light Primer, and then the under eye cream. So right now, today, for this full foundation flawless coverage look, I am going to be using my Clinique Beyond Perfecting Plus Concealer Foundation and also my MAC Studio Fix. I am a little bit more bronzed. I did self-tan, and the Clinique foundation that I am using is a little bit more of a darker shade that I have. So I am going to be applying that on the outer parts of my face, because that is, the outer parts is where we contour, not, necessarily the front. So then I apply the my MAC Studio Fix towards the center of my face. I did start to talk to you guys about how I have worn this foundation twice recently, my Clinique. I had it kind of on the back shelf just because I'll tend to get in the same routine, grab the same foundations. I do have several different ones, and I stopped using this one for a while. I think it's just because the shade is so dark. And anyways, I had used it twice, and both days I used it, my husband commented on my makeup and how flawless it looked. And I was just like, this is interesting. The first day I was like, you know what? I am using a different foundation. So I was like, maybe that's what it is. Days went on, did my makeup, and he always tells me I look beautiful. But then I used the Clinique one again, and he said that my makeup looked flawless. So I'm kind of sold that it is the foundation. It is a very hydrating foundation without making you look oily, which I think is what makes the skin look so flawless, is because it's not like super matte where your skin looks like it's dying of thirst, and it's definitely not an oily foundation or a foundation that's so oily or so dewy that it makes your skin look oily. That's what I really love about this foundation. Again, my skin is normal to oily. I really only get oily in my T-zone after I'm out in the heat a little bit. Other than that, I'd say I'm pretty normal. As I've got older, I think my T-zone has died down a lot as far as being oily. But anyways, now I am taking my Real Technique sponge and just blending this out. I love this sponge because the flat side of it really allows me to apply my foundation just really smoothly and evenly. And of course, I'm bringing it down on my jawline and into my neck just so it's all blended in one color. The Selfless Tanner that I do have on is a Sally Hansen's one. I really, really like it because it is an instant Selfless Tanner, and it gives a very, very natural, pretty bronze brown color. It's not any hint of orange, and I think that's what I love about that tanner. And the fact that it's instant. It doesn't have a scent as well. But anyways, now that I got all that makeup blended out, right here, I'm explaining to you guys again how my husband is the one that has kind of sold me on the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation, and how, if I come out and look in my outfit asking him for his opinion, he definitely lets me know if he likes it and thinks I look good or not. Well, he never thinks I look bad. But he lets me know. He's never just like, oh yeah, it's fine. Because if that were the case, I'd be like, you know what? I'm getting ready for you. I want to look hot for you. So could you give me more than just a fine? So I am very thankful for my husband in that area. Well, in lots of areas, but you get what I mean. So here I am going to pack on a lot more concealer under my eyes using, again, my Maybelline FitMe concealer. I do use a lot more in this full coverage flawless foundation look just because I love the bright under eye. I think it just looks so pretty. It makes you look so alive, so awake, and the way it just all blends together, to me, it's probably one of my favorite parts. I do apologize I keep coughing, clearing my throat. Again, I am getting over a little bit of a cold that I had for about a week. It wasn't ever turn anything horrible, but it was enough to be annoying and disrupt my sleep and make my body feel achy and all of that. So anyways, again, I'm going to be applying my concealer to the center of my face, adding that brightness. One of my favorite tricks that I've learned is applying the concealer on my topper lip, because I feel like my foundation would kind of like almost settle around my upper lip, and like it would get really dark, and I would be like, why does it look like I straight up have a mustache? So I do love that trick of using concealer above it, because it definitely has fixed that issue. I am blending this out with my Real Beauty blender, not the Real Techniques one. It is not necessary to have two different sponges. I, of course, just get curious, like to try new things. If you have one or the other, you can get this full entire look using the same sponge. I like the Real Techniques for foundation because of that flat side. If you don't and you just have the Beauty blender, you can use the puffy round part, the bottom of it, to do the foundation, and then the side / up at the top, the tip, for the concealer part. And excuse me, I just burped, and I'm pretty sure I said God bless America. I just burped, and then go on to tell you how I say God bless America or bless you sometimes when people burp, just to be weird. I'm weird. And my nephew was like, I said it to my nephew once, and he's like, I didn't sneeze. And I'm like, oh, he doesn't get my stupid jokes yet. So anyways, I am picking up my Laura Mercier Translucent powder, and then I am going to take my Beauty blender and tap it in there. And I love the airbrushed finish that this gives. I love setting my concealer immediately because it does help prevent creasing. I used to never set my concealers and it would be creasing, and I just feel like I've learned so much about makeup now that I'm like, how did I not ever set my under eye concealer? But anyways, I do have a little bit of pores, like right on the bridge of my, not my nose, but around the nose, like, I don't know how to explain it, like right where I just basically applied that, but they're very small pores. But using that Laura Mercier Translucent powder, it really does like airbrush over those little pores that I have. And anyway, I am going to continue applying the translucent powder in the areas I concealed. The translucent powder does help keep and prevent you from getting any oil breakthrough. I like being matte kind of in the center of the face, but not a drying matte. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but it does to me, and I don't know how else to explain it. So I am going on to talk about how that Laura Mercier Translucent powder I bought last summer, and I recently just purchased a new one a couple weeks ago. So my point being is that it lasts a long time. So now I am going back with my MAC Studio Fix in the shade C4 with my stippling brush, and mostly applying it to the outer parts of my face. I will go in and use just a little bit and brush over where the concealer was, just so it's not so harsh, but I do not drag it under my eyes, just the forehead, nose, upper lip, and chin. Otherwise, it'd be looking a little bit too harsh, I think, as far as the color. So it's just preference. You know, you don't have to do all these steps that I'm doing. This is just what I do to get what I feel is a flawless airbrushed full coverage look. Here I am going to start a little bit of a contouring, I'm doing more of a bronzier look as opposed to a harsh contour. I'm using, again, my MAC Refined Golden with my MAC 135 brush. Just going in, again, not trying to harsh contour. I really am just adding warmth to my face as opposed to taking more of a deeper brown shade and getting that, carving out those cheekbones and whatnot. So, you know, it depends on the day, what kind of look I'm going for. My eye makeup to me is just kind of subtle, not anything dramatic. So I don't want my makeup to look dramatic. I just want it to have just a soft look. I know some are probably like, this is soft, this isn't dramatic. You know, for me, no, it's not. It's not. The contour to me is what makes a look dramatic, and then also my eye makeup look. Like if my eyes are kind of softer looking, then I'm like, it's just more simple look for me. Don't judge, it's all preference. So now I'm going with my Milani. I think the shade is Deluzioso Pink. It's so hard for me to to say I am using the applicator that came with that little compact. I love how it applies. Surprisingly, I hate those kinds of brushes, but I have used it before and it actually blends really well. So, and I love the shade. It's really pink, but it's like a really cute pink. It's not super like harsh pink. Now I am going in with my Carli Babel palette with BH Cosmetics that she put together. I did order this palette online. I think, I'm not 100%, that they might have this or have had this at Ulta, but don't take my word for it because I'm not 100%. I did pick up the first two shades. It was more of a pale pink and then almost more of a mauve color, and then I'm popping that on my cheekbones, getting a little bit of a highlight. Not too strong. It's definitely more subtle as opposed to when I use my Becca highlighters like the Champagne Pop, Prosecco Pop, or even my shade Opal. I am taking up one of the eyeshadows. I love the shade that it is, and then I'm just going to highlight my nose with that shade. Don't ask why I switch it. It's just personal preference. There's probably no one would ever be able to tell, but when you're doing your own makeup, you can tell. And sometimes you're the only one who can tell, but it makes you feel good, so who cares? And then I did add some highlight to the Cupid's bow. And now I am going to take my Laura Mercier. It's more of a brick highlight, and I just think it's really cute on top of the Deluzioso pink blush that I used. It gives more of a sheen, not really a highlight. It adds a sheen to the cheek, which to me just added more of like a healthy, glowy, hydrating look to the cheek. It doesn't really add shimmer. It doesn't really add highlight. I don't really know how to explain it. And then I do go on to tell you guys that Josh and I were in Sephora and how I don't even want to use this little highlight brick that I have because we were in Sephora, gee, what a shock, again, and I saw it, I swatched it on my hand. I loved the pink that showed up on my hand and was just like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. And he told me to get it, and I was like, no, I don't need it, and he insisted, and I just walked away. I was like, oh no, I went to a different aisle, and he stayed in that aisle, looked at the color to see what it was, rummaged through the stuff, and then grabbed it and put it in my little basket. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to use this. I just want to keep it because that was so sweet. So anyway, moving on. Right now I am taking my Becca highlighter Opal, and I am popping that on my inner tear ducts. I love a inner tear duct highlight. I think it makes your eyes look so awake. It's very pretty. It's very subtle, but it's again one of those things probably where I might be the only one who would notice, but it makes me feel good. Like when I look in the mirror, it's like I look really fresh and awake. So as I'm saying here, I'm really happy with the result of all these foundations, powders. I am telling you here that, you know, it covered everything. Everything is covered here. The only thing that's not is the breakout, the bump still shows through, but it's not, there, no redness and whatnot is coming through. The only thing that I don't have out here was my Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. I normally would use that and spritz it all over my face. I love that I love makeup setting sprays, especially that one that I use, the Chill, because it's very, holds your makeup in place, and I just am a true believer of it and think that it makes a difference. Right now I'm talking about a lip product I got. It's a NYX, the NYX brand. It's a new one. Well, they're not new, but it's new for me that I'm trying. It's a suede. It wasn't a liquid lipstick, but it said suede something, and it says lingerie on it, but it's a nude shade. I really like it, and it has more of a matte finish. So you will see me go in with my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. I do like a nude lip very much. It's my go-to. Even when I wear pink lips, sometimes I'm kind of like, my lips look weird. But again, it's probably one of those things, I only think they look weird because I'm so used to wearing a nude lip. So right now I'm waiting for that matte to dry a little bit more, and then that's when I'm adding the gloss. Not too much, not trying to get that shiny, wet J.Lo lip that I do love. I love glossy lips, but just a little bit. I added on. So that is the final look. I hope that maybe I was able to teach you guys something new, any tips and tricks that I'm able to share with you that I've learned and pass on. It makes me happy. It's fun. I know that this is a lot of makeup for some, maybe most, but again, it's all personal preference, and this is just what I love to do. It makes me feel pretty when I go out with Josh and have those date nights and stuff. It's just that extra glamorous look that I enjoy doing, and it's to each their own. I'm not saying I'm right, not even saying I'm doing it right, but again, it's just fun for me. So if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Leave me a comment if you have any more suggestions. Until then, I will see you next time, and thanks for watching.